Hello, welcome back to Core Finance with me, Matt Brown. I'm joined today by Rahul Khanna, who is an FX strategist at TraderMade. How are you today, Rahul?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Well, thank you very much for coming on today. To talk to us, first off, we're doing two videos, but the first one, we're going to talk about FX and a few currency pairs that traders potentially should be looking at the moment. So starting off straight into it, Euro-Yen, just talk us through what you're looking at here.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, market has moved in a way that people are looking for opportunities, and it's been difficult to get opportunities because markets sort of meandering around, not giving much. But there are certain currencies where you can see opportunities. One of them is Euro-Yen. We've seen that it's formed a like a couple of wedge pattern actually. One got completed early in August, and then we pointed it out, and then it has now acted out. Looking at a bigger wedge. It seems like it got rejected from the base of that wedge, and now it has established quite a strong resistance around 130.58. As you can see, there's quite a few highs around that level, and also the rising wedge basis also forms like a resistance. We're seeing no momentum going up, and as you can see, the MACD is broken the line, and now it's confirmation has come with it moving below the zero line. So all in all, if you look at technically, it's saying it's bearish, and we might see the old high seen in May tested. So it looks fairly bearish on a technical perspective. So we're bearish, and we're looking great.
And putting a trade on it if you are going short of Euro-Yen.
I think
what stops and limits are you looking at?
Yeah, I think stop could be about 130, like I said, 58, which is, as you can see on the chart. And then this is not a bad place to sell because we've seen a bit of a bounce from that 127.46 support. So this looks like it's a good entry point. If you're looking for more medium-term perspective. And we can have a sharp move lower, given how less the momentum is going up.
Understood. And moving on to the next slide, Kiwi dollar. Now Kiwi, if we see a market sell off, and people are potentially talking about that, we've had a few commentators mention that. I mean, the Kiwi from history is a currency that does not favour well when markets are in turmoil. But we're not quite there yet. But potentially, if we do get there, can you just talk us through this chart and what this means for the Kiwi against the dollar?
Yes, I mean, Kiwi had a sort of a strong, May to August time period. It's quite strong, and it did scare the market a little bit, got them wrong-footed, where a lot of people were short around 74 levels because there was plenty of resistance back in the days. But it had a failed break up, and then a lot of people thought there's a change of trend. But then again, Kiwi got a market outfoxed, and we've seen this gradual return to weakness. And I think for me, the critical level was that trend line, as you can see, and more importantly, that if you look at MACD, it broke that uptrend line maybe around a couple of weeks back, and at that point we turned bearish on Kiwi dollar. And as you can see, it's sort of now moved in favor of our trade. I would have wished I would have come sooner to point this out, but still there's plenty of move left in this. We're targeting 71 areas, as you can see, which is resistance back in March and April area. So that's where we're looking for it to go in the short term, and then we'll see how the market pans out from there. So the moment looking like a sell, and
still a sell with a confirmation.
Yeah, still a sell. There's nothing. It's still not in the oversold category, so there's still some downside to go. So looking for it to go further down in terms of stops. I think stops can now come down to somewhere around above 73 area. 73.20 will be better. You can lower the stop there, and that would be a good short-term trade. I think tactically, given the market is so choppy elsewhere.
And is that something you usually do if you have a trade on and it's moving in the right direction? Do you move the stop?
Yes. So it depends of what market has done. I mean, as somebody working in FX for so many years, I've always seen that the more nimble you are with your stops in terms of how the market changes, you change your stops, the much better position you are in. Otherwise, you can get stuck with your views in terms of, okay, I'm not going to change my position, and then market runs away from you or runs against you, and then, you sometime end up, not catching the market at the opportune time. And that's why I think at this point in time, we can see that, the resistance now been established on 73.20. So, lowering it now wouldn't be a bad idea.
Understood. And finally, cable. It's been a little bit out of favour over recent sessions. What's your view on it?
Again, cable was another funny one. It was testing that uptrend line, but I think first signal was given by MACD. If you look at it, this started in August. It started to show signs of divergence. And confirmation came probably a week and a half before this. And I think that's the time we've been bearish. And, even though we were sort of circumspect about that downtrend breaking because it consolidated at that area. But I think we were convinced, given MACD has reversed and the sharp move that we saw before the uptrend, that uptrend will not hold. And anyways, it's like it was two time it got touched, not 3 times. So I think we were thinking it's probably going further lower. Now it's testing a key support area around 127. You can see that was seen in late May. That breaks, which we think is most likely is going to break, given it's just broken a downtrend and MACD is confirmed with a move below 0. I think we are looking for it to probably easily go around 127, 126 area. And that's the area where, you can see that March high and June low is where, it established support. That's where the level is, and I think that will be tested over the coming days. And it's fairly bearish. It's only going one way. And
that's telling me one thing: lower lows, and
yeah. Another thing is reflected is in, if you look at euro sterling, which has been rallying, and that's another indication where cable is going. It's one of the most bearish currency right now.
So sometimes also look at other currency pairs for just confirmation of what the trade's doing, not just necessarily that currency pair on its
Yes,
own.
obviously, look for confirmation.
Fantastic. Well, Rahul, thank you very much for joining us today for a little bit of an update on a few key FX pairs there.
Thank you.